So today I will be interviewing Kate Cincotta. She is the co-founder and executive director of Saha Global, a nonprofit organization that works to bring access to clean water and solar electricity to rural parts of northern Ghana. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what drew you to the issue of clean water access and why the northern region of Ghana?
So I am an engineer by training. I was actually an aerospace engineer, but started traveling when I was an undergrad in college to do service trips abroad. And we did all different types of projects in rural areas. But when I first started learning about the water crisis, what really amazed me was just how simple the solution is and how many technologies already exist to take dirty water and treat it and make it safe to drink. And the more I learned about this, the more I was just like blown away that this was even still a problem. Like, we know how to solve this problem, and it just seemed like we needed more people thinking about how to get the solutions to the people who need them. And that's what I became really excited about, and why we eventually started Saha. And the reason we work in the northern region of Ghana is because in this area of the world, it's really difficult to access groundwater, but there is a lot of available surface water. It's just contaminated and needs to be treated. So it's like this exact place where the problem that we cared so much about, which was like using simple technology to treat water, really made a lot of sense because you had all this water available. It just needed to be cleaned. And so we really are about teaching people how to take advantage of resources that they have to help improve their lives.
So then when it comes to teaching people how to take the resources they have, how exactly does entrepreneurship play a role in what Saha Global does?
So Saha sets up small water treatment businesses in rural communities. And the reason why we decided to go that route is we had just seen so many failed projects in rural communities, and it seemed like a big reason for failure, or there was a couple reasons. One of them was that things always break, no matter how simple your technology is. Like, eventually it's going to need to have some sort of maintenance, and that doesn't matter where you are in the world. And so you really need to have someone who takes ownership over that maintenance process. Like, who are you going to go to when something breaks down? And so it felt like setting up a water treatment center like a business, and that there were entrepreneurs who ran it. It was always very clear who would be in charge of fixing something, and then those people would also be incentivized to keep the center running because they were making money every day that the business was open. So if something breaks, they'd want to fix it. And the second reason that we really wanted to set these up like businesses really had to do with that motivation factor. I would say the entrepreneurs we work with are always really altruistically motivated at first. Like, they really want to help their community. They're excited about bringing clean water, but people are busy and they have busy, difficult lives. And so we want these businesses to be open, years and years after that first opening day. And really the way that we have found that happens is when they're run like a business and people are paid for their time and are able to make money while also providing a social good.
Yeah. And then what's your favorite part about your job?
There's so many parts that I love about my job. Probably the people that we work with, both in our communities that we partner with to open these businesses, and also just our Saha team. Most of our team is Ghanaian and born and raised in the area where we work, and they are so smart and so dedicated and hardworking, and really, really care about our mission and the people that we work with. And so it's just really fun every day to have a team that is all on the same page about our mission and what we're doing.
And then, so with the majority of your staff being Ghanaian, but you're American, how does it feel to bridge the cultures between the U.S. and Ghana? And what are some of the positive aspects of merging them together?
I would say one of the things we did in order to kind of merge the cultures is to make sure the majority of our team is Ghanaian, and the people who are working in our communities are from the area. They just know so much more about how things work in the area where we are and what makes sense culturally. Where what I really brought to the table was my engineering knowledge and how to fundraise and set up kind of the back end of the nonprofit. And some of the positives, I would say that like we all have different skills that we can bring to the table, and everyone is really respectful of each other and listens to kind of what we all bring and really appreciates the different skills that different members of our team have. But it is challenging. I used to be based in Ghana. Now I'm based in the U.S. and most of my job is fundraising. So I'm constantly bridging the gap between really wanting to be focused on programs and getting things done, but also having to communicate to funders what's going on in Ghana, and getting people to care about what we do when most of the people who are financing our work are never going to get to see it firsthand.
Mm-hmm. And then does Saha Global have any special plans for the UN's World Water Day this year?
We do. We are going to have a conference at our office in Ghana where we're bringing women from somewhere in between 10 and 20 of our partner villages all together at our office in Tamale to kind of share strategies that have worked really well in their businesses, but also kind of struggles that they've gone through to ask each other for advice. We do this conference every year. This year, I think, will probably be the biggest. And we're going to post some live feed on our Instagram stories. So anyone who's not in Ghana can also kind of tune in and see what they're up to.
Perfect. And then our last question is, what advice do you have for young people who are looking to grow their entrepreneurial goals?
I would say stick with it because you're going to have a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. If you had asked me 3 years ago if Saha would be like at the scale that we're at today and kind of the funding support that we have today, I would say that you were totally crazy. But if you are really focused on your mission and know what it is and don't compromise your mission, then, and stick with it, and you'll be surprised kind of how far you can come even from like those low valleys.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kate, for talking with us today and for taking the time to tell us more about Saha Global.
All right, you're welcome.